Hello and welcome to another art stream. I'll be working on my illustrations for the March of challenges, like the March of Fairies and the March of Dragons. So let's get down to these. I think just need to look at that list again for the March of Fairies. I think there was a couple. I know a few of them, but I just need to. Oops. Oh, I know where they are. Why'd I open that? Let's see, Patreon. Okay, that's. Oof. Bum, bum, bum. I know there was royalty. That was one of them, but like. Why is it being weird? Sorry. Okay, good. There we go. No, that's not what I needed. Where's, oh, here it is. So there's. Wait, that's not the list. That's just one of them. Where is that list? I don't see any tutorials. Blah blah. Darn. Sorry, I should have looked this up first. Hello, thanks for dropping in. I'm just gonna do some work on some of the some more fair drawings of like elves and whatnot, and now I was gonna do some dragons afterwards. So one second, just gonna pull in the list. I might not be able to find it. Weird. Oops. At least not right now. I mean, I'll just work on the ones I know about. Because I know about royalty, I know about the unseelie, which is will be an interesting one to draw. I thought about drawing my character actually for that, because he's an unseelie. So, yeah, I could do that. Play around with some different drawings of him. That'd be fun. And then maybe some other different Fae. So I start with him. Let's do his. Very Tim Burton-esque kind of like design to him, where he's very tall, and skinny, and lanky. Kind of a man in the shadows who's causing chaos everywhere. Could do some warm-ups, honestly, but I'm pretty happy with just starting with some rough drawings and then getting right into it, because last time I spent a lot of time on doing that, and I'm gonna make up for it today. Yeah. So I hope everyone's having a good day. It's been a pretty quiet day for the most part, so. Oh, here it is. I just found it. Here it is. Okay. Forest, bog, unseelie, masquerade. I could do some fun stuff with my character, actually. So, hello, thanks for dropping in. Maybe doing some artwork based around fairies and fairy tales and all that right now, because like I found the list of drawings, and it's words like traveler and ritual and trick and midnight and warrior. So I might even use this challenge to do some drawings about my character, my guy in the corner, my VTuber guy. Some promo art would be more fun than even the comic, actually. So I'm like, yeah, I'll lose it. It's fun to draw with blue, because traditionally that was done by animators, because there was non-photo blue pencils that wouldn't be seen on the scanners, or on the, I think even on the Xerox too. I think it goes that far back. Let's see, I gotta be careful. Open that one. Yeah. I have one reference folder that is just like too big for its own good, and it usually, like, the last time I tried to run it, it choked up the stream. So I'm not going to use it. I don't remember that one, but sure. Just got my March of... Whoops. Sometimes when I take my brush away from the screen, it forgets. It forgets the size, so it kind of like just makes up its own. Guys, sorry, 1 second. Sure. Okay. Sorry. Here we go. Looky dookie. Yeah, too big. It's too big. What am I doing? Oops, music. Right. That's a good thing. I can always tell because I start to sing to myself and I'm like, wait, this isn't right. There we go. I know it's the same old, but I gotta find some other way to use music. I know there's certain sites where you can get DRM free or whatever, or copyright free stuff, so I'll try that out. Okay. My glasses. I can't see without my glasses. This will be before he transformed. Or maybe I'll make one. Well, I'll do a couple ideas. They can, worst case, they can always be used for the animatic if they're not used here. So. This is like a for the prompt bog. I was gonna have him like just wading through this water, trying to hide from this creature that ambushed him. Maybe if he didn't like kind of crouch lower, actually, it would be smarter. No, it doesn't really work. Not necessary. It's just extra. I do love this pen. Whee! It's good for like quick lines. One second, I'm going to send out the black signal. Sorry, let's see. Where's and okay. Just sending out notices to some friends. So, yeah. Okie dokie. So the VTuber is coming along a little bit. I kind of hit a snag with the production of it because, like, there's a part of it that I'm trying to figure out. I'm talking to some people, and one of them might be in tonight, maybe, but I don't know. If she's busy, I don't mind. But I'm trying to figure out why this certain thing keeps happening to my model. Like I have this issue where like when I'm trying to make it so the eyes are mirrored, so I copy one side. Hello. and I put it on the other, and for some reason, when it copies, it just makes that part of the eye movement, and that's not that shouldn't happen. So, trying to figure out why it's doing that, and it's making me crazy. So for my drawings challenge, the art challenge for March of Fairies, I was thinking of doing some promo art for my character. So I was figuring whatever I don't use, I could always just use for either the animatic or for something else, like bookmarks, that kind of stuff. This is like early. This is before before my character transforms. He still has glasses. Before his eyes change. But he's trying to hide from this. I'm gonna make a beast that's hunting him. So, ethereal creature. Thinking it's like this, like, I'm trying to think what I was going to make it is. Maybe a mix of an axolotl and a wolf or something. I'm trying to think. Something just really like sleek, but also like intimidating. So. That's the form he sees it in the first time he meets it anyway. It's a shapeshifter. And clearly a pretty powerful one if it's like it can be this big. Yeah, it is fun. And I love this pen. It's like it's just a really nice like loose like I can dude like be very like gestural with it. This one's pretty nice too, yeah. These ones are nice. I think I had another one I liked a lot. I'm trying to find it. But I had like these I had a pencil that I was using last time. I can't find. Whoops. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Is that it? Is that it? Nope. One second. See if I can. There's something I saw someone else do that I really want to try out. But it's like you use brushes like this for like eyes, and it looks really creepy like that. But with black, obviously, instead of so like you get like this like really unsettling like shadow texture for this guy. Where he's just like kind of like almost a kind of hurt. I don't like that. That hurts my eyes. I mean, maybe that could be the point, but for now, I don't want to use it because I have to stare at the drawing. So, my own drawing's attacking me. Help! Yeah, I think so. Kind of like a. This one's not as bad. Whoops. Whoops. Ooh, that's a cool brush too. I'll play with that one a little bit maybe today. It's gonna get kind of a nice like. See, I can control the direction and the opacity. It's like a. I think this is. On. Yeah, it's got like a paper texture programmed into it, so I can make like. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's good for. Sometimes it's fun to work with really blocky brushes first, because it forces you to not be so like detail oriented at first, because it's never good to start that way. It's good to just kind of like rough out the. Oh, I don't need to do that for that because that's okay, because I was pretty rough there. But yeah, it's good to just kind of like rough out the concept first and then kind of clean it up as you go. I mean, technically, if I was doing this correctly, what I would do is I would take this paper. If I wasn't doing a stream, if I was just drawing myself, I would go like this. Maybe we'll do that actually, just so that I can show you my full process. And I would do thumbnails like this. Yeah, because this way I can. I mean, normally when I'm doing my own stuff and I'm just like working on like the March of Dragons at work, what I do is the reason you usually see like a drawing that's just like bam on the page and is starting to become drawn out is because at work I draw like 15 different versions of that. Or around that. You know, I get hold on. Okay. Let's see, what else can we do? Because we have self, light. Yeah, no, it's just a good way to. I like to. I used to read a lot on my breaks, but then I kind of like on days where I'm not in the mood. I mean, I don't do that as much anymore. I kind of want to do that too, because I should just bring a book in case I'm not feeling creative, because there's days where I definitely don't feel creative, and I feel kind of guilty. And it'd be nice to have a book there in case that happens, so I can just be like, it won't be as big of a deal. I can just read a book and absorb some inspiration and like just yeah, gain something that I can use later on. Maybe I can do one for Unseelie where he actually meets it the first time. And it pretends to be like just a kind fairy or something, but behind it, its real form is just this like big creature that's hiding in its illusion. because this could be trickery too. That's a prompt, so I could do a couple prompts at once. Hello, thanks for dropping in. Just working on some thumbnails for ideas for this drawing challenge where it's blah. Chrissy, yeah, Chris a Bug is someone I followed. She's got this prompt list that she has for some of her patrons, and I've been a huge fan, so I decided to jump in for a month and try it out. And just there's this March of Fairies challenge where you can like draw different things, and I'm using my character, I'm using me as my as my model for this. These are all going to be drawings based around my character in the corner, like how he became what he is. So I could have one for Rage where he's just like fully transformed and is just seething. Just where he's like partially transformed. He's not fully, but you know, he's got the one huge arm and he's just so outraged at his deformity now. He's just like, I gotta go get something in a sec. Burp, burp. And I could do moon too. It could be like a dark and unsettling night. And I can exaggerate them in this one version too, where it's like they almost seem big. Everything seems more exaggerated just because of his rage. I'm blue, da boo dee da boo da. 1 second, I'll be right back. Gotta get something to drink. Sorry. Thank you for your patience. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for like copyright free music, it's pretty good. Because that's the trick. I mean, if I had it my way, I would just put on some like miracle of sound in the background on loop, because I love that. And like And for dark days, maybe some Enya. I remember back when I did figure drawing, we used to joke with the owner of the art store that like that was one of the main things that she would play whenever we were drawing. We were like, "No, it's too sad. Don't do it." But honestly, we didn't mind. She always got like she had friends who were really good model. Were like she had a whole bunch of friends that were nice people and were good models. Like I should try that again. Like the nice one thing about that was like I mean it was nice and but it was also kind of a problem if you couldn't commit because it was only a weekly thing. So like every week you would pay $10 to get in, and you could have a little wine, drink some have eat a little wine, drink some cheese. I goofed that up. No, you could have those two things, and but you had to like commit to doing it every week because like I mean it's only $10, so it's easy to fall out of it, which I don't think I really ever did. I think I always went back because it was pretty close to me, so I didn't mind, and there were people there I liked to talk to, so it was really fun. And the owners were really nice. Like of the, it's also I mean it's really like I mean, I'm not sure how high quality. For $10, I don't think she was getting like top tier wine. I think she was giving us like the bargain bin wine. And honestly, we never even had much because it was like it was only like I think we were only there for like 3 hours, so that's not very long. So, especially when you're drawing, you can't really like lush it up while you're unless you. I never did a drink and draw. I've seen some people do those, but I never really did those back when I was more into drinking. Now I don't think I would do it now, honestly. This isn't good. I don't like this. This is bad. Ah, I hate it. I gotta go back to my thumbnails. Okay, see, that's why I don't like it because he's not as dramatic. Ba, 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 ba. I can play with different versions of rage too. It doesn't have to be like screaming at the top of his lungs rage. It could be like silent rage kind of too. I just thought I'd start with this and go from there. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. That's the fun thing about like just doodling. It's like if I have to start over. Yeah, see, that's why it's always good to make thumbnails because then you can kind of. Yeah, I figure he's like midair, just battle cry. Maybe he's doing the thing with like. I always love this when casters have the book that like I saw it, they even did it in a recent episode of Solo Leveling where like the book flips open and it just like all the pages are glowing and they start to spin like they it flips through the pages really quick. That always looks really cool. So I'm gonna put him in some. Maybe I'll put. I don't know if I'm gonna put him in his typical his upgrade suit or if I'm gonna put him in some armor. I think I'll put him in just the upgrades suit because it's easier to draw. Armor would be cool, but the fact that he's like just about to throw down and like in just this proves how angry he is. Where he's like, "I don't care if you're a dragon. I'm coming for you." Yeah, he angry. I give him more. He's got a he's got a Bruce Wayne chin, so I gotta make sure it's. Yeah, there we go. I think I gave him that not because I dislike that on VTube on like VTubers. It's more, but because my head shape is doesn't make sense with a sharp chin. I never thought of myself as someone with one of those, so. Yeah, actually, that would be kind of cool if he's like in the middle of a horde of things and he's just exploding like a. It's got this spell that's just exploding around him and he's knocking things out of the air, like knocking monsters out of the air around him or something. But I'll worry about that when I get to that point. No need to make this more difficult because it's only one of the drawings. When I have like, I can make it as many combinations as I want with these. Yeah, I have like 20 prompts, and since I'm gonna be using my character for all of them, I think. I mean, that's a lot of combinations. I could make easily at least 30 if I wanted to. Maybe he's like, yeah, he's gonna be Naruto. He's gonna have his Naruto moment where he's like, his coat explodes open because he's just so powerful. It's like, wow. Maybe he's. You know, I'll show some of the injuries so that he, like the corruption, by making he's part of the shirt's ripped, so you can see like some of the damage that's happening to him, or like the dragon arm is fusing with him, and is kind of like changing his skin to be more scaly. I do, yeah. and it makes me excited for like later on options with like upgrading the model too, and like changing his and upgrading his lore, because like is he gonna go? Is he gonna get pushed into becoming an Unseelie, or is he gonna manage to fight these dark urges and like find out who cursed him and find their name and like get some leverage on them so that he can like find a way to break the curse and get home? Or is there even a cure for the curse? Like that could be something that the Unseelie beast kind of taunts him with, where it's like, even if you find a way to beat me, you're stuck like this. Like, this is your life now, which makes him even more mad. Yeah, that could be kind of how it happens. That would be kind of cool, actually, if it's like it's. That's a good idea. I didn't even think of that. Can you say I thought of that? No, I'm just kidding. No, I like that. That's clever. Yeah, because he's not necessarily 100% a dragon anyway. So he could have like lizard-like elements in him. He could have other like mythological beasts like different like hobgoblin in him or something. Or I'm just trying not to make it too diverse, because that becomes like throwing everything at the wall, kind of like a Jackson Pollock, and I don't want that mess. So I'm gonna try and like keep it rein it into like a couple. Like even the wings, I'm not entirely sure what they are, because they don't. I mean, everyone thinks that they're angel wings, but they have these claws on them. So I almost thought they were more like some kind of winged fairy, like either like a oh gosh, I'm blanking on some of them. There's so many different ones. Not hag. What's that called? There's a couple different ones that have like wings that are. There's like these. Well, those are usually women. But I guess that doesn't matter, because he's getting pulled. Like he's just like a cocktail of different, a chimera of different things. So. Yeah, no, that's exactly what these drawings are. They're going to be like the lore. Because I was going to make a storyboard a animatic eventually, but I figure at least until I get those done, this would be kind of a fun project to kind of like maybe put it as a clip show or something, where it's like it just goes through the major moments until I can get the animatic more solid. Can't forget the tail. Jeez, what's wrong with me? His plumed tail with the spike on it. I kind of thought of it as like those I think they're like those the Chinese spears, where like they have or like other, usually where they have the fluff at the end that is like a distraction. So that's kind of what his tail has. Is like this plumage that like hides the spike until like it gets close. But he also has these like extremely hard scales on it that are like covered in like tiny crystals on his tail too. I guess I just think crystals are kind of cool on a fantasy creature. Like in Dark Souls 3, there was that there, there was that those giant lizards that you could fight at the beginning of the game, like right outside where you come up, and you can beat them if you're skilled, but they're tough. And they Sonic the Hedgehog into you. I forgot what they were called, but they had those like nasty crystals that looked like 1,000 sharp blades on their back. I figure you can have like a mini version of that. And because in the story, I mean, it sounds like I'm making it all dark, but he does find friends. He makes friends with these little wisps and these little other woodland spirits, and there are certain like Seelie that will talk to him because they realize that he's not unseelie, that he's actually just someone who's scared and is really like at the end of his he's feeling pretty desperate. And they're they want to. Some of them are helping him because they out of kindness, and some are just curious, kind of like they want to see like it's like a TV show for them. They're like, oh boy, this is going to be a fun reality show kind of thing. Like there's like the Loki ones, and there's the because the only difference really between Seelie and Unseelie is like the intention. Because Unseelie are like very violent. They're closer to what we would call they're essentially like demons, where like their trickery is meant for like harm, and they're not afraid of like abducting people for that to reach that. Like they're happy to spread torment, whereas Seelie might like kind of like to mess with humans, and sometimes humans follow them into the other world or Tir na Nog by accident, but they don't pull them in there. And like usually the sad endings with them is more like the person that comes back to their world and like everyone they know is gone, or I've heard ones where like they instantly age when the minute they leave Tir na Nog, which yikes. And I think I can't remember if it was you, Evie, if it was you or if it was someone told. It was either you or Blue or someone told me like, and I know about this story, but like if you eat food in Tir na Nog or the other world, it's got so many names I get tired of, because it's weird because there's another one other than Tir na Nog, but that's the one I know. I keep forgetting the other one, but if you eat food there, you get trapped there too. So that's where the spirits actually come in. I think I talked about this. Yeah, I talked about this on one of my streams a few sessions ago, where like the spirits will like slip into the human world and grab him food. He's like, I need yogurt and apples. More yogurt and apples. That's my life. I'll give him the monocle. He needs the monocle. God! He's got like that. Oh, actually, I want to give him the armor too. He's starting. I'll armor him up. Yeah, I will armor him up actually, because I was debating that, but like I think Here I can make it look even cooler because since it's an illustration instead of a VTube, like a VTuber model, I can put more detail into this. Part of his story was actually inspired by I was watching the Magus Bride, Ancient Magus. Yeah, and she meets this boy who actually became friends with his changeling. Like he got pulled into the fairy world, and he kind of turned into like a centaur, but he didn't hate her for it. Like he actually loved it there, which I mean, probably forgot about his family too, unfortunately. But if he's a centaur, maybe he had a longer life, so by the time he would have thought of them, it didn't matter. Which is depressing too, but that show's depressing. So, everything about that show is depressing. And has beautiful music, and it's really good, but it's very sad at the beginning, just to warn anyone. She does not have a happy life. I mean, when you put yourself up in an auction house to be just sold, that's a pretty good sign that you're not heading in a good direction in life. So, yeah. But I like how it has like it's good writing for a female character because it's not like I always felt that Cora was good, but she kind of is trying to push too hard the like machismo, whereas this girl's like every time she tries to act like a tough guy or like she tries to push herself like anime style, she gets scolded because everyone reminds her that if she pushes herself too hard, the magic that she's using could kill her. It's like, yeah, chill out, girl. Like, it's just funny seeing this like giant, like scary Leshy guy be like, "You need to relax." He looks absolutely terrifying. I bet to her because he's drawn in a pretty like relaxed kind of way. It's kind of like that manga The Girl and the Beast, which is also really good and has a gorgeous art style. But it's pretty short. I don't know if there's more of it coming because I only saw the first issue, and they animated a few episodes like as a like I think as like a promo piece to try and get more made. But I really hope there will be more made. It was so amazing looking. Kind of made me think of like those older American fairy tales where like they would just get like they would just get sitcom actors to do like a lower budget version that had sadder music. Like I saw this Beauty and the Beast version that was done with these actors, and like he was just talking to furniture. Like because in the real book that's what he was doing. So I'm like, hey, it's accurate. Lucky for them, it's the real story is a lot easier to do low budget. I mean, I love the Disney one, but it was kind of cool seeing a different version that was like still good. I mean, if I saw it now, I'm not sure I'm not sure how I would feel, but at the time it was good. Right? Yeah. Well, that's why like Avatar, the Last Airbender. I think that's why people kind of give Korra a little hard time over Avatar: The Last Airbender, is because they eat for being. I think unfortunately it's just hard to write a teenage character. I think that's kind of why, like with my comic, I started with it being a teenage girl, and I was like, oh no, this is something I cannot write. So I made her in her like mid 20s, where like she's kind of got bit the majority of the base things in her life figured out. Because I'm like, I don't know how to write someone who's just at like that raw moment in their life. Like I, some of them, because and I like you say, I one of my favorite stories is that I thought was really good that had a female lead was I think it's called Shades of Magic, and the main character is a girl who's like this like pickpocketed in like their version of like the world that doesn't have magic because every other world does to different degrees. And she's just a well-written character that's like kind of like um, the surrogate audience character, but like still like has isn't weak. She's learned to live in a rough world that's still connected to these other worlds that could easily walk in and just take over if they wanted to. So, and I hear Shadowhunters, the main character in the books, is really good. It's a shame that the show kind of I mean I only saw the pilot. It seemed okay, but like I think it just like kind of was at a bad time in like being on regular TV. Cuz I think that was like beginning of Netflix and stuff, and I think it tried to be on something but it didn't really work out. I'll be right back. Let's get use the restroom really quick. Speaking of some yogi, I'm gonna have a quick sip. Okie dokie. Yeah, it is tricky, isn't it? Although it's kind of fun to try and like. I mean, it's okay to be wrong, though. I think I think too many people are afraid of like the 5% of readers that are going to be like, "How dare you!" I'm deeply offended as a member of the 50 to 55 age range, and you're not portraying me correctly. It's like, well, Lord Kensington, I'm sorry. I just pulled that voice out of nowhere. But yeah, you're gonna you're gonna. I think the number one thing of being a creator or a writer is just be prepared that someone might be offended, and it's okay. Because as long as you're not malicious, it doesn't. I mean, it clearly wasn't like you were going out being like, "Ha, got he." It's like no, you just wanted to make a good story, and maybe an element was slightly incorrect, and that's okay. In fact, if certain YouTube channels, right? Excuse me. I can't do. I was so far into it, I kind of like lost. It'll take a bit to get it back. I was just like so far into my rant that I kind of just like jumped into that like fugue state almost. I think it also depends on like the scope of your story, because I think that's the thing that people forget with Korra is that like the reason that like people like Mako have no character arc is because Nickelodeon kept being like, you only have one more season, and it's like, but what do we do with this guy? And it's like, I don't care. It's like, apparently you don't. Poor Mako. Although Bolin really didn't do. It's kind of funny that people give Mako a hard time. Bolin did next to nothing. I mean, he was more charismatic in some ways, but he was just a movie actor at his peak. So, I mean, is that really that much compared to like Toph, who invented metal bending? I mean, he didn't even invent lava bending. The bad guys did. He kind of just copied them, which was cool. I mean, spoilers, I guess, but the show's old, so sorry if. Of course, now you're gonna be wondering. You're gonna keep wondering like when he gets it if you didn't know he got it. So, I guess you're welcome for that. Yeah, it's kind of, well, because then you can have a character that is deeply flawed, which is how a character should start. Like so many. Yeah, like so many people when they remade Avatar for the live action, they were like, Sokka needs to not be so misogynistic, and I'm like, but that's his arc. He's a jerk at the beginning. You gotta start somewhere. No one's perfect. We all have flaws. And Hollywood's like, no, 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 no. We can't show that in film. Like, yes, you can. You used to. Like Ferris Bueller was a jerk, kind of. So this is a jerky kid who wanted a day off. But it's still fun because it's like a fantasy you're living out through him. Kind of a low bar fantasy, I guess. It's like, ooh, a day off. But I mean, that's not what that story's about anyway, so. Yeah. It's like, what are you talking about? Who is a saint? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. God, got him, Dad. I love that from The Simpsons. One of the Flanders just hits him with a rock. Ow. I don't mean to be a suspicious Nelly here, but did you steal my my air conditioner? It's just like a trail of broken fence, and he's got it propped against his window. I know what it looks like, but no. But yeah, some like that's what I think was the problem. That's I mean, for instance, there was I think we talked about this in the maybe the last stream, I can't remember. But there was that movie that came out with the kid who teamed up with fairies and like his father was rumored to be like a criminal, but they changed it in the Hollywood version so that he was actually an adventurer who was misunderstood and was just like an Indiana Jones kind of character with fairy stuff. Where in the actual story, he is a criminal, and the kid holds the fairy that was his friend in the movie ransom. So it's a very different story. I'm like, that's okay, but that's okay. It's good to it's fun to have. Sometimes it's fun to have the main character who isn't a hero. I mean, like I said in that Shades of Magic, that girl was not a hero. She was a thief in her world, and she was not afraid to. I mean, she would do anything to survive, and it was a harsh world, but that didn't excuse her being the way she was. And I read the Neil Gaiman books of magic, and that was very similar in that it's like this, like it's almost like this Harry Potter clone kind of story, but like the kid is shown that he's got all these different paths he can take, and like Constantine's trying to help him choose the right one, but like there's people that keep telling him like you're gonna choose the wrong thing because magic is too powerful and it'll corrupt you. I think that's the kind of stories that inspired me to make my story about where yeah, magic can, even in the mundane kind of uses of it, could corrupt you. If you tried to make shortcuts in your life all the time, that would mess with you, and the magic would change you, and you would change the magic. Kind of like it messes with you, and you kind of corrupt its use, kind of, and change the spells. And I was thinking about even making like some sentient spells, actually, like they're overused so much that they start to become like these like self-aware things. Because I wanted to put something in my comic that I'm not afraid to just like eviscerate and not worry about blood. So I'm like, just make spells that can be killed. And like, there you go. Or dispelled, really, because you can't really you can't take the life of a spell. That foot's off. I don't like that positioning. Fix the... Yes, yes, he is. He's a little. I think we talked about it last time. I kind of I found a fairy that actually is close to that. I was gonna make him just a wisp, but he could also be a blue cap, which is similar to a wisp, but they're like little like living fires. Let me check 100% just so I'm not like talking nonsense. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like a ghost. Yeah, it's this like little like ghost that lives inside of mines. Yeah, he's great. I love him. I was gonna make him change colors in the VTuber version where he's sometimes he's like he turns different like from regular fire to like the blue and back. That's a little better. Give it more perspective. He just like fried out these monsters that were coming at him. And it's a fun little guy. I like him because it was between him and I had I tried some other things too. Like I had a, but I've seen other VTubers do what my other one was, which was like a baby dragon, like that was going to be on my head. But I like this guy more because I can put him anywhere. Like yeah, he just fits more like pretty much anywhere, whereas a dragon would be kind of cumbersome to draw. Like you would, I'd have to be like the detail would be just a pain, and yeah, no thanks. Whereas this guy is just like, yeah, I'm just gonna bounce around and I can be, I can make him into like emotes and all that stuff eventually. Let's work it. Let's get some color in, and then I can clean. You know, I'll put color in. I know that it's just how I work. Where's my colors? Yeah, see, in other versions, I tried to give him little legs actually in some versions where he could like dance around. This is an older one too that was like I was gonna give him like a I think that was gonna be my model for when I was learning what was that called that one that animation software not Live 2D, it's that other one. The I'm blanking on it right now. Maybe Evie, maybe you know that it's the one that Blue was gonna use. I forget. I have it. I mean, I started using it, but I kind of like it was just too challenging, and I figured the amount of time I was putting into it, I'd rather use for Live 2D and like figuring that out, which has been a process. It's a lot of work. Oh wait, here's my. Oh, that's my Where's my chibi version? I think I have a chibi version in here. Thought I did. Maybe he's somewhere else. Oh, this was my Halloween costume. I was working on that. I might like clean that up and toothless costume. I really like that actually. Okay. But yeah, see, this is this is my upcoming model. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna adding more to it afterwards, but this is the base, kind of what I'm gonna have. So that'll be like fully animated. Thanks. Right now, I'm just having difficulty with like the getting the eyes to work right. But once I get that down, then I have the antlers to deal with, which is going to be fun. But honestly, I'm really enjoying learning about all this stuff. So, and it's kind of one of those things where like I mean like this, where like the minute you learn it, it's something you can just apply faster the next time. So it won't be like the next upgrade to my model won't be as hard as this one. Did I just... Yeah, I did. I just started doodling again. Supposed to be doing color. And I was grabbing him because that is the color I wanted. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat. Kind of. Whoop. Whoop. Select fill. All the way. Woo! Thanks. Yeah, I'm really I'm pretty excited to see like the I had the mouth moving, but I might even clean that up a little bit because it's still kind of pretty rough, but it works. It's just kind of like once I have everything else set, then I'll worry about like making it look even more refined. Because I mean, making it work at all is going to be just like an achievement. Because I talked to a lot of people, and most people just let someone else do it. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's a lot of money. I don't want to. Yeah, no, it's Landy Tube. That's what it was. Landy Tube. That's the name of the software. I knew it was something kind of like that. I couldn't remember offhand. Yeah. Yeah. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. You know, I keep forgetting that I have this here. I have a. It's got. This proves how little I use it. It's got some dust on it. Jeez. I have a Huion, like a shortcut key here, and I keep forgetting to charge it. I'll have to do that for next time, because on Friday I'll try and have it ready, because it has a zoom button on it, so I don't have to use the mouse. Because that's a pain. It also has like I should even maybe I'll even try and program in specific brushes for this, or I could even put in shortcuts on this for Live 2D actually. That would be smart. Let's see if I remember. That's the big question. Will he remember? Survey says probably not. I'll try and remember because it would be nice to have that so that I don't have to keep going to the mouse and wasting time doing that. The nice thing is the Huion one's not as nearly as expensive as like the I keep seeing this one online, and if someone has the money for it, then go for it. But I think it's, what was it called? I forget. It's been in like everyone's. Yeah, it's like physical shortcut keys essentially. Yeah, there's even like, if you really want a cheap version of shortcut keys, and you have like a switch, you could use it with a switch. You could use it with you can turn an Xbox controller into a shortcut key. You could even, I've seen some people who buy this like small gaming pad because it's like handheld, so they could just put it in their hand and just like use it like that, which is cool, but it's still like $30 for a thing that could break like next week. So I'm not sure if that's a good deal versus like spending like maybe like $10 more and getting something that's much nicer. I forget how much mine was. I think I got it on sale, but it wasn't too expensive. It is really nice though having that, but yeah. I think what inspired me even to do lore was was the person who kind of got me into this, or even into like making a V2 model, which was actually Sayu. Like, I was a big fan of his early on, like not early on, but I found him, and then like I probably because of his Psychonauts game. Actually, he loves Psychonauts, and I love Psychonauts, so like I watched him play that, and it was like instant nostalgia for that game. Because that was Tim Schafer's really like one of his best games, I'd say. Right? Isn't that yeah, that's Tim Schafer, I believe. But yeah, really good game, good writing, funny characters. The voice of Invader Zim is the main character. So wins all around. This is just gonna be a gray shirt because it's gonna be dark anyway in the screen in this shot. That's why I'm not too worried about like the rendering for all this, because it's gonna be like him in the night fighting all these things. So the more gestural and loose I can keep it, the better, to show the speed that it's happening. Speaking of stories that offend, or that people think that stories offend, I hear that Snow White did not do good, which, I mean, called it. I don't mean to dance on their failure, but I'm kind of tired of Disney just grasping at straws for like trying to turn every one of their properties into a live action just to retain the license. And it's like, just let other people tell these stories. Like I would love like a Leica Snow White or something like that. Wouldn't that'd be pretty cool? No, I didn't either. I didn't feel any. I didn't even watch the trailer, honestly. I had other people tell me the trailer was crazy. Like, everyone was saying how the dwarves look terrible, and I'm like, I'm not gonna look. I'm too scared. Because Hollywood's just like. And I feel bad for the people that made them, too. Because they were kind of. They must have been rushed. That's all I can assume, because, like. No one would want to, like. Make that on their own. Like, they must have been pushed by production to like push out work that wasn't done. I've seen that so many times in like video games and in TV shows. I mean, I'm surprised that the end of Owl House was as good as it was, because like that was rushed. I mean, that wasn't even rushed. That was like canceled, and then they brought it back to end it. And I hear they're making a movie, maybe, but I'm not sure what the scope on that is right now. But it'd be cool to see it if it comes out. If it comes out, and like by the end, the animation got really good on that show. Like the final showdown. Same with Amphibia. Like the finale for that looked really cool. Because like those artists can draw. Like the Alex Hirsch. They're all people that worked with Alex Hirsch on Gravity Falls. So, all incredibly talented. And if you ever want to just like have a fun, like just glimpse into how standards and practices works at Disney, look up the YouTube video on Alex Hirsch versus Disney, because with Gravity Falls, it's pretty hilarious. Like the things they were complaining about were just so silly. Because it's a teen show. I mean, it's a young adult show, true, but that means like 13 to 18. So I never understood why they were so weird. Oh, the Gravity Falls, or the other ones, because the other ones were very much Tumblr and Twitter, I bet. Like everyone's like, it's gonna be canceled. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, it's like, guys, I don't think if enough of you show interest, maybe it won't be, because like with Young Justice, that was, I mean, that was canceled for a while, and then people showed so much interest in it that it came back, kinda. Kinda came back. I tried to watch it, but I think the problem was it had been gone long enough that I kind of forgot, and I think I was in my like I'm done with superheroes at the moment kind of stage, where I'm like, you lost your moment with me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm happy for other people who missed this, but I don't. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't ask for this, but I'm glad that people that did got it. Oh wait, did you just see it? I'm sorry. If you looked up anything about that movie, I'm sorry. Like I thought that the actress who played the live action Faith Valentine was like a bad PR person, and then I saw this actress like talk about Snow White, and I'm like, oh, never mind. There's worse. There's so much worse. Thanks, Hollywood. Thanks for once again proving that just certain people just want to kick the beehive. Yeah, that's too much already. Even seeing the posters too much. See what I mean though? It's like it's just so like soulless. Even in just seeing that the even just seeing that is so it looks so soulless. It's your typical like two faces and like it's. I mean, I don't know. They just totally misunderstand the point of that movie or of that story in general, because like one of the things that she's quoted as saying is that like she didn't want her to like do chores in the dwarves house because that would be make her like subservient to them. And I'm like, in the original story she essentially was exiled from the castle, and then she finds this place that is where she can live, and when she first got there she thought they were children, so she was doing the chores because she thought she was the oldest one there. It wasn't out of like, I'm trapped here. It was, I'm the adult here. And she's just a chipper, like this. Despite what I'm sure she was using it as to like mask, or to just like not be sad about everything horrible that just happened. Like she just went through a really traumatic thing, and it's like a guy almost a guy attacked her and then changed his mind like right before the final blow, and like that would no wonder she wants to just like chill out and have her Stardew Valley moment. Just let her farm, guys. Gosh. she she found her farming sim or her cozy game, and she wanted to just enjoy it for a while without the concern of like whatever, because she didn't even know it was her stepmother. She just knew that something crazy was happening. Because I don't think he did. Maybe she didn't. I think the dwarves actually tell her. I can't remember. In different versions, there's so many different versions of that story. And some of them, I think she found out from the guy that was sent to attack her, and I think in other ones, the dwarves themselves are like, your stepmother's coming for you, kind of. So I can't remember what the Disney one was, because I've read so many different ones. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want that? It's just like you just find a place where you just can like just pop down. It's like, oh, no taxes, and I can just take care of this house. And what? You guys bring home jewelry? You guys bring home diamonds? Sweet. Let's start. Well, maybe I can go dungeon crawling with you guys sometime, and we can just farm these, and I can make some like replicators, and we'll just replicate diamonds, and I can have blue chickens. my chooks. I love that game. That game was fun. And the little spirits will hop around and be happy. Oh my gosh, I love Slime Rancher. Yeah, that game was that was such a fun game. I haven't played the sequel, but the first one was really fun. The ending was a little abrupt, but I didn't mind. I kind of had a feeling it was going to end kind of like pretty like not a huge epic ending. It was going to be more like a like here's the ending, but you can still do things kind of ending. Kind of like Mist. It had a very Mist ending. You know, where it's like, well, this is what happened to your was it boyfriend or was it for I forget. I think it was boyfriend. I forget, but yeah, I forget. It's been a while since I played it, but I'm pretty sure it was a boyfriend that like went off, and then she wanted to go off on her own too, but in a different way. And then like she finds out what happened to him. Right? Same. Yeah, I keep waiting. I keep forgetting to look for it when it's on. When I keep waiting till it's on sale for a reasonable amount, but it's one of the ones that hasn't really dropped. Because I think it's still like 20, which isn't horrible, but I still have so many games I haven't played even that like I was thinking about making part of my Twitch stream just games that I want to beat. Like on Sundays, maybe I would do like a noon. I would play from like noon till 2 or something, and like just play Elden Ring and Final Fantasy VII Remake and Persona 5 because I haven't played those and I'll never find time for them in my own time. So I might as well use constructive. Yeah, use my online time. Beep, 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 beep. I'll let you know when I start that because I was gonna do. I'm trying to decide between yeah I was gonna do Elden Ring. That's one thing I thought about that would be more popular, but I was also thinking of trying some other things that are a bit more niche as well, like adventure games. But only because I feel a lot of people just haven't. They're not marketed really anymore that well. But I think people might like them, like Monkey Island and Day of the Tentacle and Grim Fandango. Games like that were had such fun stories, and I feel some people would really like to just would like to play them, but they just there's only a few people that play those that I've seen online, so I don't expect to have huge traffic on those ones, but it would be fun to just show people those. Because I've seen some people do things like Nancy Drew, which is even more obscure than those games in my opinion, but like definitely they have. I mean, kudos to them for making those games still, because they have no budget, but they keep trying to make them, and it's. I sometimes put them on in the background when I'm drawing, because I know a few YouTubers who play those, but. But like yeah, like playing like Day of the Tentacle would be fun, or like Indiana Jones and the Secret of Atlantis is a fun game. I bought one I really wanted to show people is Loom, because that has such good music. Like it's essentially this like game where you're like you're part of this like culture that like weaves magic, and you're called loom weavers, and you use your like your walking stick essentially as your like staff, and you can like use music tones to like craft spells. And the cool thing is, back in the day when the game first came out in the old times, it came with a book where you could write them down physically, so that your next playthrough you could use them earlier in the game. Kind of like an early version of New Game Plus. I mean, I don't think it did too much. It wasn't like It wasn't cheating really, because like usually certain spells could only be used at certain points, but other ones that were like small Easter eggs could be used earlier. Well, that's a nice texture. Yeah, I always thought it was a shame that George Lucas kind of just like let that company disappear. The LucasArts games, because like I mean, his best Star Wars game was from that era, which was KOTOR. KOTOR is like clearly like top tier storytelling for Star Wars. Like, I remember when that came out, I enjoyed it. Well, I mean, it's not much competition, but like that was the time when the prequels were coming out, so like I played that game so much and was like, this is what the prequels should have been. It's like, this is how Jedi should have been represented, and yeah, it was just really good. And like the fact that in KOTOR, like regular people are a threat even to Jedi is a better version of storytelling. So, which I feel like when Star Wars as a series does things right, that's usually how it is. Because I hate when people think that like Jedi have like cheat codes, and I'm like, no, they're just guys who can lift things with their mind. They're still mortal. I mean, a few are pretty tough, like Vader, but not all of them. But he's an exception. Like most Jedi don't have that level of like being OP. That's what made Vader scary. Is he's like he's like Akira, but he's not going to explode. Again, sorry if you haven't seen Akira. It's really good. Honestly, I still need to read the manga for Akira, because I saw the movie so long ago, and the movie's only like half of the manga, so I'm like, what happens in the other half? And apparently, it's like Mad Max. I'm like, that sounds pretty awesome, like Mad Max Japan. I'd love to read that, especially by that author. And part of me wants to try and maybe sometime read Berserk, but I don't know. That is so dark. Like, I've seen like some YouTubers talk about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Still curious, but it's like, ooh. Kind of want to make it so the bottom like is glowing, kind of. I'd say you could find it at bookstores, and sometimes people are nice and they don't have it. Like, I don't know, they might be more strict now. They used to be less strict at certain stores that rhyme with Farns and Bobles. that place used to be a lot more chill, and now it's kind of like I had one time where a guy that knew me there, that because I was a constant, I was always there, like either like just to drink, get some coffee, and then like walk around, and I would talk to the staff. And one time he just like walked up to me after I'd been there for like over like a year and a half, and he's like, "Yeah, we kind of don't want you touching those ones with the wrap on them because you might rip them open." And I'm like, "I know, buddy. I'm not gonna damage it. I promise." It's like I don't know why you came up to me. It's like I've been here before. Promise I'm not gonna break your book. Like I know how to handle comics. So I was telling him about comics. I was like, "Do you have this one? Do you have this one? Do you have this one?" No. Gonna make it like it does. It's like the wings are actually glowing a brighter blue. Actually, it would be kind of cool. Whoops, not on this layer though. Bad, Sean. Don't draw on that layer. No biscuit for you. Yeah, I'm pretty much just saying if you wanted to open it up and just like look at some of the artwork, just to get a feel for like the style, because it has a very or actually, well, I mean, you could even just do that like yeah. There's a couple of like reviewers on YouTube who I've seen who oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name right now. I really like his channel, but he did like a full like summary of the books, but like you could just tune in and not listen to the whole thing and just he does like censored version of a lot of the pages for I mean obvious reasons because ugh, that it gets some of the images are kind of very adult theme. But there's also art in there that's just like on some of the pages that is like just so incredible and like how it's rendered. Like you see like how much like cross hatching and like the way he like does like darks and lights is like really just impressive. Sad that he passed away because of health reasons. I think that's what it was, right? I forget. I don't want to get too far into that, but I believe it was health reasons. Because unfortunately, that just happens with mangaka. A lot of them, just I heard that was it I think it was the artist for yeah, I think it was the artist for Jujutsu Kaisen who or maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but like they even have like there's like other people like that like showed like all the like message or that they like proved that like his doctor was like constantly just being like you need to chill. It's like I know this is important, but my gosh, man, get some sleep. I think that was even that might have been Ghibli as well. I forget because he kind of got pretty like it. He really dives into projects a lot, which is why when every time he would be like, "I'm gonna take a break," I'm like, "Good." I mean, he would say it as like, "I'm retiring," and I'm like, "Hey, even if you just take a break, man, that would be great for all of us. We don't want you burning out. You'd rather wait like 8 years between your awesome movies than like you getting sick and not being able to make anything ever again." Or just getting sick in general. I don't want to see that guy. Someone who brings so much joy suffering. So many of his films have inspired me. Princess, like from when I got to see Princess Mononoke in theaters, and that was gorgeous. I mean, the seats were awful, but the movie was great. Well, it's drawing is stressful, but and drawing on their timeline is insane. Like you listen, like some of their deadlines, no American artist would do. Like no comic book artist would ever want. I mean, some of them don't have a choice. Like some, if you work at Marvel and you work on certain licenses, they're like, I don't care how you do it. Like, trace it, do this, do that, find cheats, use Getty images, and just draw over the people. I don't care, but we're gonna get a comic out next week. Whereas with some of those manga, they're like, I do care that you don't cheat, and you need to get it out next week. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess I won't see my family this week. Okay. Sorry, honey. Yeah, those poor guys. Because I heard that was a big issue with Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, their staff was really stressed for a while. I don't know how One Piece. I honestly, I do wonder how One Piece does it. Honestly, like they must have like they must just let them draw from home or something because their art is just only getting better, and they're still holding got up. They're still holding. They're still meeting their deadlines. Yeah, no, totally. It is like yeah, like I guess I'm not going. Yeah, and in American movies, we would have that as like the bad dad, but there it's like, sorry, that's just you don't have a choice. It's like you want to pay your mortgage. Too bad. Gotta follow what the art director says. Yeah, no, on. It's funny, you know. It's one of those things where like I think, and Evie will probably like if she. I don't know if she's still here, but if she's still here, and if she's not, it's cool. But it's one of those things where like I was the same way for a while, but like you start watching it and it just grows on the characters grow on you because it's and I think it's kind of one of those things kind of like reading like Wheel of Time or like for me Magician Apprentice, which I admit I did not read any of his later books, and I need to go back and read Raymond E. Feist's later books because I only read the first book and part of Magician. I think it's Masters, the next book. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's one of those things where like as long as you treat it, it's such a big series that like you have to treat the seasons, I mean the arcs like books. Kind of like if I told someone to go like to a lesser degree, I guess, telling someone to go watch the original Bleach. or the original Naruto and be like, yeah, just go through it all, even the filler. And then I'd laugh silently to myself. Ramen chefs. Ninja ramen chefs. And then I watch their heads explode when they get to that part. It's like, no! Why? Or with Bleach, with the anything with Cone with Bleach. He when he came into the story, I know some people like him, but I always kind of was just like, okay, here we go. I guess that's my hot take on Cone, is that I did not care for him much. I think it was because he was just too loud. And by that point in the story, things were starting to get more emotional at times, and it was like, guys, I know you're trying to make levity here, but he's not how you make levity. He's just making me mad. Like maybe kids liked him, I don't know, but I found him painful to listen to. He was like an early 90s protagonist, anime protagonist, where all he did was shout. And I'm like, that's just painful. I thought we were past this, guys. Please? Yeah. And because, well, there's there's that whole, like, he's keeps being creepy with all the girls, and I'm just like, you're just a puppet. Stop it. Of course, that's not even, even when he's not a puppet, still, stop it. You're an ancient being. This is like vampires hitting on teenagers. I want to have, I wanted to be like the the Monty Python bit with the cops pulling up when Edward runs to Bella, like woo 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 woo, they just like throw him in the back of the car. It's like, sorry, sir, she's way out of your age range, sir. You're Victorian era, she's modern era. You're under arrest. It's funny because even those books kind of touch on it, but I can't imagine how hard it would be to talk to someone from that era. Like, I get nervous talking to someone like 10 years younger than me. So I can't imagine what it'd be like talking to someone from like so long ago. Not even on controversial things, just on like everyday things. You're just like, yep, I watched this clip on YouTube, and he's like, what's YouTube? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, clearly you haven't subscribed to me yet after I told you 8 times. I'm deeply hurt. Also, if my friend just started like stopping cars with his hand and like denting people's cars, I would stay away from him because that's like an insurance nightmare of a friend. Like he's gonna get some bills. Just be like, yeah, I don't know him, but sorry, I gotta go. Bye. guy's like 200 and he stays in high school. The worst part of life. What's wrong with him? It's like, just stake him for the sake of it. I think he's asking for it. He failed at being a vampire. Sorry for sorry Twilight fans, don't hate me. Oh gosh, the claws! Ah! People are free to like what they like, and they know that I would never like tell someone they can't like someone. I'm just pointing out it's fun to poke fun at things. In good fun. I would never like make fun of the people who like it. Because I mean, they could easily just point to me and do exactly what I just said with Star Wars. Like, what's up with this guy? And I'm like, yeah, right? I'm like, let's go. Like, most of the stories I really like are the ones that I don't mind examining a little and being like, well, how did it work here? What didn't work there? Because like I think we talked about this before. I love Jurassic Park, but I loved. Yeah, right? Oh gosh, how man, that would be so sad. That's like the other side of that story is just free rent, isn't it? Where it's like you can't talk to anyone because everyone that you didn't attach to is gone. I just made myself sad. Poor Edward, poor guy. Poor probably racist guy. And by probably I mean he's definitely gotta be. It's like, sorry fans out there, but he's from that. He's from very long ago, and that was a much more recent thing. So, yeah, most conversations with him are not going to be fun. When he talks about having servants, they were not willing servants. Because yeah, we were talking about like how we with Jurassic Park with like the whole like, well, first of all, they're not really dinosaurs, and I'm like, yeah, true. Like, were you trying to make me mad with that? Because that's a fact. It still is was a fun movie when I was a kid, and I'll always look back on that fondly. Just how I'm sure people would maybe that maybe Twilight was their first favorite movie. I won't judge. I guess I silently will judge. Yeah, right. Very specific servants. He's like, oh no, they're called thralls. Oh, that's not better, buddy. That's worse. Why did you say that? It's like now we're adding cultists to this. Why did you go out on that limb? Well, you see Malakorth. Oh my gosh, you're also you also follow the gods of the Similarian. Oh no, I'm gonna call Helsing right now. I have. Have you read the Similarian? Because I have. Every time I think I'm gonna read it, I go, wait, I don't have time to play a JRPG. How can I read this book? It's like it's a huge collection of stories. I'm like, no way. Never gonna happen. Not in a million years. Like maybe sometime I'll get the audiobook. Because otherwise I don't see how I would ever find time for it. I love spindly long fingers. I think that's one thing from like Burton, and then like from in Death Note, like that was one of my favorite parts of it was the character design for like the Reapers. Like they had such a cool design. Yeah, right. I'm like, yeah. Like Alucard, I got one here that's kind of unruly, and I'm gonna release all your seals because I I talked to Integra and she says it's gold, and I know you well enough to know that you won't double check because, you know, you like to go crazy. So, have fun. There's a whole family of them, and they're not that. I mean, the books make them look strong, but trust me, your books make you look much stronger. So go nuts. I don't know if you read the if you saw that the what were those called, the Maxim series for Helsing, but I I couldn't finish it honestly. I think it's because the same. I think it had the same issue that Attack on Titan had, but almost slightly worse because like at least with Attack on Titan it kind of ended and it had like a bit more of a solid ending, whereas from what I heard of the later episodes of Helsing, it kind of dipped off into this weird side story with like, yeah, the opening is really good. I recommend watching the like the original opening to the show was cool. It had a good song, and the original show was fun. Like the enemy of of the Helsing Agency, it was the church. I forget which church, but they had this guy Alexander, who was this like priest who had like crazy powers and could like just throw a million knives, and it was fun. Him and Helsing were both very crazy people, and they were both very violent. So, and the later Maxim series was a bit more tried to be more dramatic, but still cartoony kind of, because it went into the chibi mode sometimes, which was really weird with it being so dark. It would be like watching like, well, again, like Attack on Titan, and suddenly Levi is like a little goofy dude who's like poking Aaron Yeager, like, dude, come on, go big, go big, go big. And it's like, you just destroyed like so much of the mood right there. Oops, what did I? Oh, I undid it accidentally. But yeah, Helsing in general is just like, that'd be funny to watch him just. Or the Belmont family. I would send the Belmont family. Like, whoever's in charge now. Because I know it's long past, like, Simon or any of them, but there must be someone there. I can't remember who the most recent Belmont was in the games. Because I think they kind of just went back and forth, didn't they, in time? So I don't think they ever did anything really modern. Well, they. No, that's Devil May Cry. Sorry. There's so many Metroidvanias out now that I sometimes like accidentally put them in with Castlevania. Like Blood. What was that? Bloodstain is such a good game, and it's made by the guy who made the I think the first and second Castlevania. He actually used it through like Kickstarter and actually got a good amount of money that way. But it's fun. I have the original one. I haven't played any of the expansions, but there's a lot of expansions for it. Kind of like Castle Crashers. There's like so many Castle Crasher games now. Not Castle Crasher. I mean Shovel Knight. My gosh, not even close. Yeah, Shovel Knight was a big game that got like so many like side games because of its popularity. And they're all good, I hear. I love the original Castle, and the original Shovel Knight, even though I keep calling it Castle Crashers. Because I actually beat that. I would just start at the beginning, honestly. The first one, I think they you can buy a pet, like there's even sales where you can get like package deals where like it's like I think they have 4 games now because you can play as him, and then you play. Yeah, same here. I played Castle Crashers when I lived with my one friend, and we got to the final boss and we couldn't beat him, and we stopped playing. We're like, okay, that's good enough, because he has like four and a half forms or something like that, and we're like, there's no way of sharing lives this much. Like it's just too much like bullet dodging nonsense that we're like, we're good. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to say without actually seeing it, and I'm not sure how they package it anymore, so it might not be as clear as it used to be. Because I played it back when it was just just Shovel Knight, and now they have one that's like a multiplayer version of Shovel Knight, and then there's like the Plague Doctor one and the King one, and I think is there one more? There might be one where you get to play as the princess, the actual Shield Knight, which maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought she was one of the choices, but maybe she isn't. Oops, I forgot about that. Oops, wrong layer. It's a fun story either way. But and Celeste is another good one that's an older game that is really hard, but I mean I'm pretty good at platformers, but I'm not the best, and I beat it. I almost lost my mind in a few spots, but I beat it. It's funny because I was watching another person that I was watching this one person play it, and I was just like, "Oh man, you're about to get to the worst part in the game," and he's like, "Oh no," and then he gets to it and beats it in like two, I think it in like maybe like 3 tries, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like that was like 3 days of work for me. I'm like, I'm happy for you, but wow. Like, what's wrong with me? Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? The ending of it was so satisfying. It's kind of like that Dark Souls feel of like when you get to a certain point and you get past all the challenge and you get to see the end, and it's just like it was really worth it. I didn't play any of the I only played like a few of the bonus levels, but from what I played, they were fun. I just didn't really want to do that to myself for any longer. I wanted a little break to be like, okay, I'm gonna just let my brain cool down. It's kind of on fire. There's flames coming out my ears, and I don't think anything ever made me as angry as Final Fantasy X, though. That the Chocobo race to get Titus's final sword was so infuriating that I like. I'd never really broken a remote, but I came so close with that game. Yeah. No thanks. Cause yeah, the there's this race you have to do, and you have to like grab every balloon because every balloon takes off like a second, and if you don't grab all the balloons, you don't get 0 seconds in the race, and you don't get his sword. And I'm just like, but I'm so angry because there's these seagulls that keep hitting me, and all I hear is seagulls, and all I see is red. It's like I'm just so angry. I want to just. Ah! And I mean, there were parts. It's kind of like how in 9, there was one part in 9 that, but at least in 9 that was short because there was that part where you play as King Sid, and you have to like walk across this room, and there's a little like bomb guy, like one of those little like bouncy explodey guys, and he's scared of him, and I'm like, yeah. And it just drove me crazy because I'm like, dude, the thing's in a cage. It can't get you. Why are you scared? But he kept, every time it would shake at him, he would get scared and have to try again. And I'm like, we are going, it's like that Indiana Jones scene where I'm like, we are going to die. I'm like, dude, it's, we fought much bigger things than this to save your butt. You can at least deal with this tiny little like frog-sized monster, because you're like you're a cockroach, but it's a frog-sized thing, and it's in a cage, so it can't get you. So suck it up. Vivi's dealing with his mortality better than you're dealing with this creature. Like, he has all the right in the world to be sad, and he's not. And you're scared of this thing that's clearly confined. And we're going to fall into lava. So, please, please, man up. You're named after one of my favorite characters from Seven, so could you please man up? I don't think Sid was the first character I saw that swore in a video game, but he's one of the most memorable early characters I saw swear in a video game. Especially in a cutscene. I hadn't really seen that. And to see him do it, I'm like, oh wow, okay, this is a serious moment. He's throwing out the like kids version of swearing where it's just like random characters. Like, that means he's serious. Because I do really like Seven. I mean, Nine's, I think I just like to say Nine's one of my top tier because so many people say Seven's their top. That I'm like, well, you guys should check out 9 too. It's really good. Especially because there's so much attention for 7 that I'm like, 90 deserves more praise. Like, Vivi is like best boy. Because, like, the villain in that game is just like, life is pointless, I'm going to be a nihilist and destroy everything. And Vivi's like, hey, buddy, want to just be friends? It's like, I found out that my life is finite as well, but I'm still here. And today is a day. And tomorrow might not be, but today's a day, and let's be pals today. And I'm like, oh, you are the best, you are best boy. You deserve all the hugs. And he doesn't really even change. Like, he stays that positive. So you're just like, wow. After everything they went through, he pretty much is back to the whole game. And he helps the main character even. Because the main character starts to get a little existential, and he's like, hey man, I was where you were like 3 chapters ago, so I could help you. Like, remember that village of like a lot of my people that, and only some of them were around? Yeah. Now you know how I feel. but it's cool. I guess it was just also such a system shock because 8 had so many characters that were a bit more like dismal and like or very like serious like um oh my gosh. I forgot what that guy's name is. Who was the blonde guy's name in 8? He's like he's not the main antagonist, but he's like Squall's like foil for the first part of the game was this guy who had like a scar as well. But that's the game I want to see remade actually. Because I feel like that game suffered from more from the game engine than from the story was good. The game engine they were trying something and I maybe some people like it, but I thought it was really complicated and I don't like being forced to play mini games. And that game made you play mini games. It's like you have to play the card game. It's like if you played I mean there were side quests in The Witcher where like if you didn't play the Gwent, you couldn't get the full armor set. But that was in the expansion and it was like I'm like, "Oh, that's fair." But like to be like, "Oh, you have to be good at this." Cuz even in like 9, you there was a card game in that, but you did not have to be good at it. Cuz you only had to use it once in the game. And after that, you could just play it if you wanted to. Oh wow, I've been drawing this a while. This is so much fun. I'm glad things are sticking around. This has been so much fun. I think I'm gonna call it pretty soon, but like this, whatever he's doing is crazy. He's just like, like I'm gonna like exaggerate it even more and make like more like shockwaves around him. But this is a really fun drawing. So I'm gonna make it like inside of his mouth is glowing too. And his eyes. Both eyes are glowing. He's got like his Gozar the Garzarian moment. But yeah, no, thanks. It was really nice having someone to talk to. It always is. You're always fun to talk to. So thanks for sticking around. Yeah, I'll probably be working on this again on Friday because this is so much fun. If not this specific drawing, I'll be drawing my character using those prompts because it's so much fun drawing him, and I haven't really done it much lately. So yeah, and like I could always use these for like even wallpapers or something as like redeems or whatever, too. So yeah, so I'll be working on that. Yeah, because it's like 9:30 here, so I should get some time to wind down before I go to bed. So I'm trying to get more sleep now. But yeah, this has been really fun. So I'll be drawing this again on Friday, and I'll be yeah. So